What's up, folks? You know the vibes, you know the energy, man. It's been a minute, but I'm right back in it. It's Local Locker Room, man. Your boy, Samson The Badguy. Listen, it's the end of the preseason. We've had the Dingus tournaments, preseason kickoff classic with Wood. It was a good event. We just had Cold World, another good event. Ended with a little roughness and unnecessary crap, but another good event. But now we have the finale, the grand finale. The biggest preseason event, might be the biggest event all year on the East Coast, man. It is the EF Classic 4. You know how it went down last year. If you was not there, I'm sure you heard about it or you seen the videos, man. It was off the chain. We turned the Coliseum into EFPN Live, the club, real life. Listen, this year, everybody's in the same parking lot. If you're not playing in the Coliseum, they got games right across the street at the Sportsplex. Everybody's right there in the same parking lot, so getting from one stadium to another is not going to be a problem. The weather is supposed to be beautiful. Yeah, the weather's supposed to be beautiful, which means no rain getting ready to pop off at the EF Classic. No rain at the EF Classic means we're probably going to stay on schedule. A lot of big games going on. Every year this so far in the EF Classic, it has doubled. I want y'all to understand that. Every year in the EF Classic since the first one has doubled. Last year he had 54, 56, something like that, 50-something teams, 60-something teams. This year the Classic has had over 107 teams. 107 teams. Now, we know when the schedule drops, you might lose 2 or 3 here. But even if you lost 10, 90-plus teams at a showcase. This is not a tournament. This is a showcase, folks. And he has the city behind him. I want y'all to understand that. I'm going to say it again. And he has the city behind him. The city's behind him. That means a couple things. The city's behind him. That means he's got the best facilities and the best fields. The city behind me means he's also got the best security. The security that can lock your ass the hell up. The security that can say, you out-of-towners is going to sit here until Monday and see the judge. I ain't talking about the security with the black T-shirts and the spray paint security on the back with the flashlight cops. I see you. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the security with the gun and the badge that will put foot in your ass. So do not come out there with the nonsense. Respect the game. Respect the stage. This is a big stage event. We're talking about the EF Classic. We got teams coming from everywhere. And when I say everywhere, I'm not just talking about everywhere in the DMV. I'm talking about everywhere. We got the Carolinas coming up. We got the Icy Boys from up in the Midwest coming through. We got teams from up north, down south, east, west, north, you name it. We got teams from everywhere coming to the EF Classic. I say E because this is my AI brother. You know the vibes. That's why I say we. But we got the teams coming. Some of y'all hiding, but it's okay. It is what it is. You see, you can't stop the show. It's about to go down, and we're about to get right into it. So listen, the way we're going to break it down is we're going to speak on the Friday games first. I'm not putting no time. I'm not putting no location. I'm just throwing the matchups out there. I'm going to speak on the games. That's it, because you know people might drop out. Some schools starting early. They had to move the schedule around. You know how it be. So again, the matchups are the matchups. And unless teams back out, the matchups aren't going to change. So we can get right into that right now. Let's get into the matchups. No, actually, let's get into this sponsor real quick, and then we'll come right back. Hey, you know how I do with my lives. It's all about the production. So check this out, and then we'll come back to some of the matchups. Friday matchups first, then we'll get into Saturday and then Sunday. We'll be right back.
Well, I was doing live games when you could barely see the damn games. So you could we going back iPhone maybe 6M, somewhere up in there. Probably can't see them now, but you can go back and look at my old videos, and I don't know, man, it stuff starts sticking and people start watching, and I'm just being me. It turned to something. Now I'm gonna give you something here. Robert F is my name, but Robert F didn't just come off of my name. I was on a live and I was like, shit, Stephen A. Smith. Fuck that Stephen A. Smith. Robert E. Oh, Robert F. It popped right off. So if that's how you wondering how I got my name, it come off of Stephen A. Smith, but just using my damn name. You know what I mean? Even tried to imitate him a little bit, and then I just became into my own and just started being me. I'm loud, I'm obnoxious. We'll say some similarities to him. You know what I mean? Not as educated as he is, but I'm just a crazy motherfucker that don't mind saying some of the things that most people won't say.
All right, we back at it, man. You know the vibes, you know the energy, man. If you looking to sponsor, you want to sponsor a segment, you want to sponsor live, you want to donate, whatever the case may be, you want to be one of our sponsors, just hit us up and I'll let you know what it is and what you can do, man. Also, if you got ads that you want to run during the live as well, hit us up. Hit us up, man, because you know how we give it up, you know how we get down, man. Excuse me. You know how we give it up and we get down. But let's get back to business. Again, it's the EF Classic. It's a lot of games. So bear with me. It's a lot of games, so please bear with me. It's going to be long. Again, later on, after the live is over, I'm going to chop it up into actual age groups maybe, or chop it up. I'm going to chop it up into days because it ain't by age group. He's doing it by days. So after the live is over, I'm going to chop it up by days. So then I'm going to post a video with just Friday games, and then I'm going to post a video with just Saturday games, and I'm going to post a video with just Sunday games. So if you're looking for a certain game, you'll be able to go find it. Also, before we get into the games, LOR will be in the stadium all weekend long. LOR will be in the stadium doing what we do Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I will be calling the big major games. I got the night shift, baby. You heard me say before, I got the night shift. You haven't put me on the night shift. So I got the night shift. I got the night games. When the sun set, they say the crazy folks come out night. We're going to turn the party up. We're going to have a whole lot of fun. The DJ going to be in there. If he's got the wireless mics, you know I'm going to be on the field with it, live in the action, giving you that good vibe and that good energy again. So make sure you tap in. Also at the Sportsplex, games will be streamed. I believe Rolling with Rail, Lying with Lucas. He's got so many media. EF has brought out all the media for this event. So games will be streamed. There's going to be so much for the kids to do. Also, unless you have a media pass, unless you've been cleared by the Vision, you feel me? Unless you've been cleared, man, by Friction Vision, you will not get on the field. You will not get on the field. Nobody will be allowed. There will be gates everywhere, security everywhere. Nobody will be allowed on the field unless you are a player, a coach, team mom, or media. You will not be allowed to rush the field. You rush the field, your ass going to jail. I'm going to say it again. You're going to jail. You have to say he's a civilian now. So he don't live by them codes. You rush the field and try to mess this event up, you're going to jail. Again, the town is behind him. So they know it's not EF. All right? But, again, let's get to it. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into the matchups, man. And first off, right out the gate, we have the Hollywood Boys from Marlboro. The Marlboro Mustangs, a.k.a. the Hollywood Boys. This is 6U, and they'll be taking on the 757 Bucks. So we got the City versus the 757. That's going to take place on Friday, August 15th. We also have the Powerhouse Elite 6U. Powerhouse Elite from the Roanoke area will be taking on the Northview Cardinal 6U, a.k.a. the Flock, out of the 757. We also have the Tri-City Hurricanes. Tri-City Hurricanes will be taking on the Virginia Beach Mustangs at the 8U division. Again, these are Friday games, folks, at the 8U division. Then we also have on Friday at the 8U division, we got the 8U Hampton Roads Ramblers. 8U Hampton Roads Ramblers out of the 757 will be taking on the Double R Boys out of the Carolinas, North Carolina. Double R Boys, NCED. Double R Boys will be taking on the Hampton Roads Ramblers 8U. Also on Friday, we got the Tri-Cities Orange out of 757 versus the Northview Cardinals 8U. A little bit of a backyard brawl right there. 2 757 teams taking battle on Friday. Also, we got the Hollywood Boys 6U taking on the 757 Bucks. Hey, Hollywood Boys look like they might be playing twice in the same day. Yeah, they will be playing twice at the same day. They pulled the 8:15 and they pulled 11:30. So we're going to get to see the Hollywood Boys twice on Friday as they take on the Bucks the second game. Also that day we have the Virginia Gators, the Bayou Boys, the 11U. Virginia Gators Bayou Boys will be taking on the Chesapeake Wolverines Another 757 matchup. Shout out to the 757. Look like y'all pulling out deep to support and represent your home. So shout out to y'all, man. But again, we got the Virginia Gators, Bayou Boys Silver taking on the Chesapeake Wolverines, man. That's an 11U game. Also on Friday. Friday deep. Again, it's a lot of teams, so you got to have a lot of, games. Friday also we got 10U, North Carolina Elite Dark Horses. Dark Horses will be taking on them Colts boys, the 757 Colts. That is at the 10U division. We got the Rosedale Tigers 9U taking on the Hampton Roads Hokies. Rosedale Tigers 9U. Check boys will be in the building, man. Listen, been watching these guys for a couple years, man. They're pretty good squad, man. Rosedale Tigers ain't no joke at the 9U. They're going to be coming out looking to bang and bump. They take on the Hampton Roads Hokies. So, again, we got the city versus the 7-5. I'm trying to figure out where the Northern Virginia teams is at. We got the city and the 7-5. But anyway, let's keep going. We got the Young Fly Boys taking on the Brooklyn Chiefs. I told you, they got teams from everywhere. Where Brooklyn at? Brooklyn Chiefs will be taking on the Young Fly Boys. Virginia Seahawks, Young Fly Boys taking on the Brooklyn Chiefs. So we got a 7-5 versus a up north. Ain't that how they say it? Up north, you feel me? That's the 11U. That's going to go down also on Friday. We're not done yet. We're still rolling on the Fridays. We got the Brick City Lions, 9U, Brick City in the building. Jersey's on. Again, so we already done heard New York in the building with the Chiefs. Now we got Brick City in the building. The Lions getting ready to take on the Virginia Gators, the Young Shiners. We know what the deal is with that. We know what conversation anyway. For those that don't know the backstory, go look it up. Whole lot of shit going on with the Shiners. We're going to see how they react at the Classic. Brick City Lions coming down to play. Virginia Gators, Young Shiners is going down. So again, we got up north versus the 7-5. Way to represent. Also on Friday at the 9U. Also on Friday at the 9U, we got the Virginia Seahawks. 9U taking on the show. DMVU, the show. Listen, that's going to be a good one. Again, now we got the city versus the 7-5. We done seen up north versus the 7-5. We got the city versus the 7-5. There's still no Northern Virginia. We ain't seen no Northern. Okay, we ain't seen no Northern Virginia. But we about to see some 804 because also on Friday at the 11U. We got the Berg Boys. Don't we rap? Come on, man. The Berg Boys in the building at the 11U, man, taking on Portsmouth Bruins. Man. So that's about to go down. 804, 757. It's about to go down. 804 has entered the building with the Berg Boys. So salute to them, man. Again, don't they rap? 9 times out of 10, if it's a tournament popping off, especially in the DMV, the Berg Boys is going to have at least one team in the building. We already know the vibes, man. Also, continuing on with Friday. Friday is a long day. I'm telling you that right now. Friday is a long day. Continue on with Friday, man. We got EP Cavalry's Hit Squad 10U. I seen these cats. They ball out, man. I'm just saying. They from West Virginia, the mountain, out that way. But they ball out. Don't get it twisted. Don't sleep on it. They jump out the gate at the EF Classic and they take on your York Seaford Falcons. Your YS Falcons. So they got your York Seaford Falcons. Never heard of Falcons before. But they at the EF Classic. Big stage. This is a chance for them to make a name for themselves, man. We know EF Classic, EFPN, play action. All it takes is one game for you to make a name for yourself. So we got the EP Cavalry out of West V taking on the York Seaford Falcons. The YS Falcons taking on EP Cavalry, the Hit Squad, at 10U, also on Friday. Again, we still not done with Friday. When you got 100 teams, the schedule's going to be big. I know some of y'all may not have seen no event like this in the area, but here you have it. Listen, again, we've seen a lot of other events in the preseason up to this point. This is like the grand finale, especially if it's anything like it was last year. If it's the same DJ, the same vibe and the energy. We see some of the teams are the same teams that was there, so we know this thing's going to blow up. But anyway, I can ramble, so let me get back to what I'm talking about. Speaking of ramblers, also on Friday, we got the 9U Hampton Roads Ramblers, baby. 9U Hampton Roads Ramblers. I know some of them guys. I know that staff. Pretty good team. And they taking on another up north. We got a lot of north versus the 757. A lot of up north, and I mean up north, you feel me? A lot of up north versus the 757 as the Ramblers 9U takes on the North Philly Aztecs Gold. North Philly Aztecs Gold. So we got Philly versus the Beach getting ready to pop off at the 9U. Also on Friday, we got the Hollywood Vipers taking on the Hampton Roads Hokies at 12U. Hollywood Vipers taking on the Hampton Roads Hokies at 12U. Also on Friday, we got OTM, formerly known as OTM from Central City, now known as OTM from the DMVU. Salute the DMVU. They deep already. We've seen a couple of their teams. They deep. They deep at the Classic, so they support and wholeheartedly salute to the DMVU. But OTM will be taking on the Hampton Roads Hokies. Shout out to the Hokies. Y'all got multiple teams in it as well. So salute to y'all. Hey, yeah, we know who support and who don't. But anywho, we see it. We ain't got to say nothing about it. Next up also on Friday, we got TMB, man. TMB plays Beast End, East End. Listen, I don't know if y'all seen the East End. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I know I ain't supposed to pick a side. I know I ain't supposed to be biased. I said I would never do this again. I said I would never go on a live. Ever since 5-5 had to pull up on me because I picked against him. I said I would never go on a live and pick a team in a game at a major event like this again. But I got to do it. Listen, if you haven't seen Beast End, East End, here's your chance. They take on TMB, and I'm going to let you know right now, this might be, I said it last year, and we seen them make it all the way down to Florida. I'm going to say it again. This team is even more all around than the team he had last year. So, take it for what it's worth. If you haven't seen them, I have, and I'm letting you know right now, they are a machine right now, and they're only going to get better just preseason. But again, anyway, I can ramble. So we got Beast In taking on TMB also on Friday. And then we also got Powerhouse Elite 7U taking on the Norville Cardinals. Powerhouse Elite 7U taking on the Norville Cardinals. That's Roanoke versus 757. We also got the DMV Knights, the Public Enemy. DMV Knights Public Enemy taking on Tri-City Hurricanes at the 10U division on Friday. We also got at the 12U division, we got the Virginia Bulls. At the 12U division, we got the Virginia Bulls taking on the gang, DMVU the gang. We know DMVU the gang. We know Beast In it came together. They formed a pack. The pack broke, so we back to the gang, and we back to Beast In. That's what it is. If anybody got any questions and they didn't know, I just gave you the quick rundown. But anyway, to get back to the Friday games, the gang from DMVU will be taking on the Virginia Bulls Friday at the EF Classic. Again, I'm not giving you times. I'm not giving you field locations because things are subject to change as people back out and all that good stuff happens. Also, Friday night, we got the EP Calvary Strike Boys, 12U. It's a real good team. And they've added some real good players and some real good coaches. If you don't know, now you know. Yes, they added some of the powerhouse kids from that 11U last year. That was pretty damn good. The Calvary and some of the powerhouse coaches decided to come together. 12U could possibly be their last ride. They might do 13U, but we know that powerhouse normally don't do 13U in their area. So this could be some of their kids' last rides. And it's a good team. I can't knock the merger. And they've been able to make it work successfully for all parts. So I'm all for it. But they take on a very strong, a very fundamentally sound 12U Virginia Beach Mustangs. Now, we did watch them take a knock on the head from that Beast In. So will they bounce back? Will they bounce back? This is the stage to bounce back on. Or will the Cavalry let folks know that they are a 12U to reckon with? Because we already knew that apart they were two pretty good teams together. We gonna see. But that's who we got on Friday night. Also on Friday night, y'all hear all these games on Friday night? That's how many fields we got. I'm just keeping it a band. That's how many fields is there. You feel me? Good fields, new fields. The stadium got a new turf field. They just put the complex in across the parking lot. Everything new. They should call it the EF New Classic because everything new. But anywho, let's get back to it. We got the Glenville Speed Demons taking on the Virginia Seahawks at the 10U. That's Gary's squad. We get to see him in action against the Glenville Speed Demons versus the Virginia Seahawks. That's the 10U squad. We also got Beacon House Falcons 10U taking on TTG Elite Chargers. That's 5-5 and Willie and them. They going to get it in versus Beacon House against City versus the 7-5. Listen, a lot of good teams going to be at the Classic, man. I can't wait to see them. Some of them are going to be announcing. Some of them will be streaming. Some of them will be just watching and taking notes. We got the Powerhouse Elite 8U. Hey, we seen them at 7. I'm just saying. We seen what they did. If you don't know, you better look it up. Don't just line it up. They coming to play ball, well coached. I know these kids a little bit. I'm not biased, but I know what I know. And I only speak on what I know. So if I don't speak on your team, it's because I don't know your team. With all due respect, in my Rolling with Rail voice. Also, the big game. Woo. The big game of Friday night, the game of games, the big game. They had the big game last year and turned the party out. I'm not going to hold you. Booth was jumping. One of their parents was hanging off the balcony with no shirt on like it was a rock and roll concert. It was lit. This is the game to cap the night off. And I will be doing this game. I will be announcing this game. I will be on the mic for this game. 13U Top Dogs. 13U Top Dogs, who was just at YNC. 13U Top Dogs versus 13U National Champs. AYF National Champs. 13U AYF National Champs. Bounty Boys. They was the 12U National Champs. They're now 13U. And they're coming in versus Top Dogs, who was just at YNC based off what I was just told. So again, that game is going down. They are going to end Friday night. It's going to be epic. I'm telling you, Friday. Don't go to the club. Why you going to go to the club when you can come to the football field and get the same environment that you're going to get at the club? The only difference is you're going to have some good football going on. EF Classic Friday night, man, you heard all the games. Again, the big game to cap the night off. You got to be there. National champs, defending national champ, Bounty Boys taking on Top Dogs. We've seen what the Bounty Boys done before when they played a team that was supposed to be quote-unquote a YNC team. Now, I don't know if the Top Dogs is a YNC team, but from what I was just told inside, they were just at the YNC tournament. Now they're coming to the Classic, and they're taking on the DMV Zone national champ, Bounty Boys. So with that being said, those are all the Friday games, man. Make sure you go to the Zorts app if you're looking for certain games. Download the Zorts app. Go to the EF Classic Tournament, and you will find the teams. Tap the little button. Look for teams. Find your team. You can find your schedule. It ain't that hard. It's very easy to find your team and find your games. Again, those are all the Friday games. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to get back to it, and we're going to get to the Saturday games. I believe it's even more Saturday games than there was Friday games. But we're going to get into it, man. We'll be right back. Go check out B&B Clothing. I'm out of here.
Clothing. Locally owned, family operated. Where the customer swag creates the drip. You pick the colors, we'll pick the scheme. And we can create something fit corporate company, and you would like to get some apparel, make sure you tap into B&B Clothing, where we match your style.
All right, man, we right back at it. Again, that's B&B Clothing, man. Holla, hit them up, whatever. Got some other stuff coming out. We'll be dropping some of the emoji shirts again, like We Don't Speak Duck, Stop Nut Hugging, You Goofy Some Bitch, like all kinds of shit like that. We're going to drop a couple different jumps, man, but make sure you stay tapped in. But let's keep the ball rolling. Don't want to hold you too long. We're going to keep the ball rolling. We're going to slide over to Saturday again. You can also find these games on the Zorts app. Make sure you go to the Zorts app, man. Everybody should have the Zorts app because I believe you had to do the Zorts card or whatever it's called to register your kids. So you can find it on the Zorts app if you have trouble. If you have trouble finding it on the Zorts app, then hit up one of your coaches. I'm sure they can help you parents find what you need to find in the games, man. But let's roll on into Saturday. We just ran through a whole list of games on Friday. Let's go on into Saturday, man. And we're going to start Saturday off again. I guess they like playing early. But we're going to start Saturday off again with the Hollywood boys, man. The Marlboro Mustangs. And they'll be taking on the Hampton Roads Ramblers 6U. Also on Saturday to start the day, we got the Difference, another 6U matchup with the Difference in the Northview Cardinals. Okay? Saturday as well. These are early morning games right now, folks, just to keep y'all head up. These are the early morning games. Saturday, also an early morning game, the Virginia Jags 6U. Shout out to Dinkins. Oh, ho, ho. I wonder if that's the matchup that I was seeing all the chatty patty going on play action about, because this game is the Virginia Jags 6U with Dinkins, you feel me, from Dinkins Tournaments LLC, going against the Bucks. Dobie and Neek, the Bucks 6U. The Bucks. So we're going to see how that pops off, because I've been seeing a little bit of the back and forth. Maybe, who knows, throughout the week we can get some face-offs going on. You never know, all right? But it's the Virginia Jags 6U versus the 757 Bucks 6U. We also got that morning to start off Saturday morning, the PD Powerhouse versus Impact 12U Girls. I believe that is the flag football game. But hey, football is football. Make sure y'all show the girls game some love, man. Football is football, you did? Also on Saturday, we got Powerhouse Elite versus the Virginia Gators at 6U. The Mud Babies is going to come out and play Powerhouse Elite 6U. Virginia Gators versus the Powerhouse Elite. Again, that is 6U. We also got PD Powerhouse 18U versus the Purge Elite, another flag game, also taking place on Saturday. So if you don't have a game going over there, show them ladies some love and get their energy jumping around their field. Also that morning, another flag game, we got the Powerhouse Purple versus PD Powerhouse Blue, I guess it is. We also got Diamonds Elite versus Back End Girls from Norfolk taking place that day. So we got a couple of girls' flags, man. Don't sleep. Y'all see what the NFL doing with the flag. Don't sleep on the flag. You see what the NFL doing with the flag. So don't sleep. Show these girls some love, man. I'm just saying. Also on Saturday, we got still in the morning. We're still in the morning with these games. We ain't hit over 10 yet. We're still in the morning. It's a lot of games. What you want us to do? So we still in the morning with it, man. We got the 7U. We got the baby Clock Babies. We got the Clock Babies from Watkins. Hornets is in the building, baby. We got the Clock Babies. You know where that clock come from. That means my man Mike started know. Clock Babies in the building, and they'll be taking on Elite Football Prep. The Little Rascals. They'll be taking on the Elite Football Prep, the Little Rascals. So we got the Clock Babies versus the Little Rascals jumping off on Saturday. We got Tri-City Hurricanes. And that's 7U, I'm sorry. We got Tri-City Hurricanes versus Virginia Jags 8U Black. Jags got 2 8Us. 2 8Us. I ain't going to hold you. One more laid back. One's more aggressive and old school. But they got 2. Salute to the Jags. So this is Tri-City Hurricanes taking on the Virginia Jags 8U Black. We also got the Powerhouse Elite 7U taking on the 7U Virginia Hawks on Saturday. Also, we got some more flag games going on about the midday. We getting into the midday. We're going to start the midday off with some flag football. We got PD Powerhouse 14U versus the Back End Girls from Norfolk 14U. You follow me? Then we got the PD Powerhouse 14U. I'm sorry, I already said that one. I was getting ready to say the same exact thing. My screen, my bad. New studio did. Anyhow, we got the 7U Dark Horses, CHB, versus the Army from the DMVU. Yes, formerly known as the Army from the Heat. They're now the Army from the DMVU. Coach Fats in the game taking on the 7U Dark Horses, CHB, out of the Carolinas, you feel me? Then we got the Rush Raptors taking on the Bad Guarls. Guarls. I hope I didn't say that wrong. I'm sorry. I'm a little slow. My bus was real short. But anyway, we're not going to get into that. Well, we got the Rush Raptors taking on the Bad Walls. Also, that's a flag game. Again, man, make sure y'all show these girls some love. If you're anywhere near their field, stop. Show them a little bit of love. Show them a little bit exciting. And get that thing jumping over there as well for the females. Because they playing football too. You feel me? All right, continuing. We back at the midday. Saturday. Virginia Jags taking on the Hampton Roads Ramblers. 7U. Virginia Jags taking on the Hampton Roads Ramblers. That's also a Virginia Jags team coached by Dinkins. Dinkins coaching 2 teams. He got the 6 and the 7. He's coaching 2 teams. You understand what I'm saying? So we're going to see how that works out there at the Classic. Because we know coaching at the Classic is not an easy task. So trying to coach 2 teams at the Classic, your ass going to be running around. Dinkins going to lose some weight this weekend, boy. So with that being said, that's the Jags 7U versus the Hampton Roads 7U. That's going down on Saturday as well. Also on Saturday, Top Dog, 13U. Top Dogs versus 13U NC Elite Dark Horse. Listen, I haven't had a chance to see the Top Dogs 13U. I'm not going to sit up here and act like I did. Y'all know me. I only speak on what I know. So I can't really speak on what their team is like. I haven't seen them. I'm going to go do my homework after this so I can know come game day. But as of right now, I don't know. But I do know that Dark Horses program, and I do know that they normally have a pretty strong 13U year after year after year. It's kind of like those Colt boys with that 13U that they always have every year that is pretty strong and pretty good. The Dark Horses are the same way at that 13U. So we're going to see how this pops off. We got the horses, we got the dogs. They getting ready to get in there and get it popping at 13U. Again, another midday game on Saturday. Also in that midday bracket, we got the Tri-City Orange versus Virginia Gators Swamp Boys at the 8U. Then we got some more flag popping off as well in the midday with the Rush 18U versus the Back End Girls. Then at the Sportsplex in the midday, we got a day. This is one of my wanna-sees. There's a couple wanna-sees. And if you hear me say it's a wanna-see, there's a good chance that you're going to see me at the wanna-see game announcing. Just saying. Don't be surprised. Not saying it's a guarantee, but I'm just saying it's on me. You feel me? So, and now with the game I'm talking about, midday top shelf game. And from what I'm hearing, there's a little bit of history. We got the Carolina Bulldogs Elite, CBE. Carolina Bulldogs Elite, CBE, 8U. It's the number one team, the number one 8U in Carolina. Allegedly. Y'all know when I say allegedly, it's because I don't got all the facts. I just know what I've been told. Allegedly, the number one 8U in the Carolinas, taking on the number one 8U in the nation. They got to be the number one 8U in the nation because they was the 7U national champs. Just saying. They're taking on NWO, DMVU's NWO. So we got the number one from Carolina taking on the definitely number one in the DMV right now based off facts, not opinion. But this is the history behind this. A little birdie flew by my window back there, sat on the ledge, and they told me that the coach from CBE, I don't know how true it is, allegedly the coach from CBE used to be with Chris from the DMVU, you know, Chris, C-Mac, Money Chris, DMVU Chris. Supposedly they used to be together at the Hammers. I don't remember. I remember being at the Hammers with Chris, but I don't remember. But anyhow, that's the alleged. So this game is supposed to have a little bit of a oomph behind it. But we're going to see and we're going to find out. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I'm not looking at the comments because I got a lot of games to go through. But if I'm wrong, please correct me. But from what I heard, there's a little bit of a grudge behind this one here. Again, CBE Elite, my bad. Carolina Bulldogs Elite, a.k.a. CBE, taking on NWO from the DMVU. That is a midday top-tier game. It's one of my wanna-sees. I'm just saying. It's one of my wanna-sees on this schedule, man. As we continue to roll on with Saturday, man, we got Diamonds Elite versus Purge Elite going on in the midday. That's the noon. When I say midday, I'm talking, the early jumps is 8 to 10, then the 11 and to about 5 is midday. You get it anyhow. Diamonds Elite versus Purge Elite flag game popping off. Also, we got North Carolina Elite Dark Horses, 10U Dark Horses, taking on the YS Falcons. In case you forgot, YS stands for York Seaford Falcons. So the YS Falcons be taking on the 10U Dark Side. North Carolina Elite Dark Horses, all right? There's two dark sides in this. You got the Dark Side DMVU. You got the North Carolina Elite Dark Horses Dark Side. This is the North Carolina Elite Dark Horses 10U taking on the YS Falcons. We also got Capital City Steelers Black taking on the Chesapeake Wolverines at the 11U going on Saturday. Now we're in that midday, that noon bracket afternoon. We got the Berg Boys taking on the Hampton Roads Wildcats at the 11U. Hampton Roads Wildcats and Berg Boys 11U is going to be a good game. Listen, I know it's a D2 game, but please understand, It's going to be a good game. Remove the D's and the ones and the twos and just understand these are two strong teams in their right, in their respective lanes. These are two good teams, so this should be a pretty decent game. I'm not going to hold you. But again, Berg boys, don't we rap? Don't we rap? Versus the Wildcats from the Hampton Roads is getting ready to go down. So that's the Saturday game. Also on Saturday, as we get later into the afternoon now, we got the 12U girls from Impact versus the Powerhouse girls in the flag game. We got DMV Knights, Public Enemy Black. DMV Knights, Public Enemy Black will be taking on the Mustangs. We also got TMB taking on 12U Watkins Hornets. 12U Watkins Hornets will be taking on TMB. That should be a good one. TMB picked two good 12Us to tangle with. For those that don't know, that Watkins Hornets 12U, I ain't going to put it out there, but you'll see soon. Just remember, there's a special duo on that coaching staff. If I'm not mistaken, there's a special duo on that coaching staff that knows how to get it done. I could be wrong. I could be tripping. I might be in the wrong age group. But we're going to find out. We're going to see soon. Again, TMB, you pulled Beaston and Watkins this trip. Whether you asked for it or whether it was the luck of the draw, salute to you. We're going to see how you can handle it. Beaston on Friday, Watkins on Saturday. Much respect. Boys going to be battle tested for sure. That's all I'm going to say. Then we sliding also in the afternoon. We got the Rosedale Tigers Check Boys. The Check Boys is in the building yet again on Saturday. Taking on the Virginia Gators Young Shiners at the 9U. Check Boys taking on that 9U Young Shiners on Saturday. Also on Saturday, we got the Capital City Steelers 8U taking on the Virginia Beach Mustangs 8U. That's the 8U matchup. Also on Saturday, we got the Dark Horses, the Lock-In Boys. Also, now we get into it. This is another game. This is another one to see for me. This is another one to see. This is on my one to see list. Will I pop up? Will I have the mic? Will I have the stream? I don't know, but this is definitely a one to see for me on Saturday. No Limit. 9U. No Limit, baby. Old school. No Limit Soldiers. I thought I told you. No Limit Soldiers. I thought I told you. We got No Limit from the DMVU 10U taking on that new era hip hop. The NBA Young Boys, that TTG, that Gates, that Train to Go. I'm just saying, TTG, Elite Chargers, 5-5, Willie, Bam. You feel me? Tip. Dynamic duo over here in the city. Dynamic duo supposed in the 757. Well, they getting ready to take each other on in a tag team match of coaching because both teams got talent. It is what it is. So this one's going to come down to coaching. Take it how you take it. Whoever loses this one, it comes down to coaching. Both teams got talent. Does one have more than the other? Who knows? I know some of them folks No Limit. I know a lot of those kids. I don't know as many, but I know some from the Chargers. I know enough about both teams to know that they both picked up good parts, good players, and they're both well coached. So that game right there is a must-see for me, and I think that game's going to come down to coaching. Whoever loses that game, the other coach out-coached you. I see both teams coming to play ball. I see both teams being physical. This one is going to come down to coach. Who's playing chess and who's playing checkers? But we're going to find out and see. But that is a must-see game in my opinion. No Limit DMVU 10U versus the Train to Go Chargers. I'm just saying, man. That's going to be a good game, so make sure y'all tap into that one. That is definitely going to be in the stadium, I'm sure. It only makes sense for it to be in the stadium. Also on Saturday, we got 13U Elite Prep, the Elite Football Prep Speed Demons. We got the Speed Demons taking on the Walker Hornets Bounty Boys at the 13U National Champ Walker Hornets Bounty Boys. 13U will be taking on the Speed Demons in day 2. Day 1, they got a hell of a game versus Top Dogs. Day 2, they taking on the Speed Demons. And we're going to see how that pops off. Also, as we get later into the afternoons, now we're starting to get into that evening shift, that late shift, that evening shift. We got the Philly Aztecs. We got the North Philly Aztecs taking on the 9U Virginia Beach Seahawks. That's a 9U matchup. We got a 12U matchup also on Saturday in the evening with the Hollywood Vipers taking on the 757 Bucks Elite 12U. 757 Bucks Elite 12U taking on the Hollywood Vipers. Also, as we get into the evening, we got the Beacon House Falcons 10U taking on the Tri-City Hurricanes Green 10U. We got Beacon House taking on Tri-City Hurricanes. Two long-lasting orgs, man. You got to respect the history there with both of them programs. So that should be a good game. As we continue into Saturday, like I said, the list don't get no shorter. You feel me? As we continue into Saturday, shout out to EF for pulling all these teams. Shout out to the support that EF is getting. I know that we can get more, but time will come. Again, it flips every year. So if it flips again next year, we're down near 200. And we had 107 and he had to turn some away. Get out of here. We ain't got no more room. You better sign up early next year. I'm just saying. Anyhow, back to Saturday before I get to rambling on. We got the Atlanta Bulldogs Academy, ABA, taking on the 11U Ramblers. Again, that's an 11U matchup. We got ABA taking on the 11U Ramblers. Also, as we get into the evening, the night games, you feel me? We got the Walking Hornets Drip Boys 11U taking on the Young Fly Boys, the Virginia Seahawks 11U. We also got the Marshall Heights Bisons 9U. Marshall Heights Bisons 9U taking on the Pressure Boys. Y'all know the Pressure Boys. My bad. That's not those, my bad. You know, Petersburg got Pressure Boys too, so my bad. Marshall Heights Bisons 9U Pressure Boys will be taking on the Mustangs, the GT Mustangs. The GT Mustangs, we know who the Mustangs are, you feel me? But the GT Mustangs will be playing the Marshall Heights Bisons 9U Pressure Boys. We also got the Merlin Heat. The Wave is in the building. Marco is in the building. The Wave is in the building, man. Listen, Merlin Heat, the Wave will be taking on the Piedmont Tigers Tribe 13U. Again, Merlin Heat, the Wave taking on the Tribe, Piedmont Tigers 13U. These all Saturday games as we get into the evenings, man. And again, there's fields across the parking lot. There's fields across the parking lot, right from the stadium. So you're still in the same area. That parking lot is going to be packed. I advise y'all to get there early. It's going to be crazy over there, bro. All right, Saturday continuing on. We got the EP Cavalry 10U taking on the 757 Colts 10U. Then we get into the nitty gritty. Oh, but yes, we do. We get into the nitty gritty. We got the So Icy Boys. It's a must-see. It's on my must-see list. Checked it off. Put it on there. Making the list. Checked it twice. Getting to find out who's got the heat or the ice. It's the Merlin Heat High Definition. Yeah, you heard me right. Merlin Heat, not Merlin Elite. Merlin Heat High Definition versus So Icy Boys from the Midwest. So Icy Boys. We seen the So Icy Boys versus No Limit. We seen what type of fireworks went on with that one. Can we get the same vibe and energy from High Definition? So Icy Boys, we know what they can do. We know what they've done. We know who they are. They heavy is the head that holds the crown. I'm going to just leave it at that. Will High Definition remove that crown? We're going to see. So Icy Boys is hitting the big stage at the EF Classic. They've been on the big stage before. It's nothing new. Can HD handle it? We're going to see. Who's going to win this? Is the Heat going to be strong, or is the Ice going to handle their business? Heat versus Ice right here. It's a must-see game for me. I'm just being real. It's a must-see game for me. Also, we got Beast In. Beast In 12U versus EP Cavalry Airstrike Boys. This is a game that has had a lot of chatter on the field. When I say, on social media, a lot of chatter from the Mountain Boys down there in the Roanoke area that used to be with the Powerhouse that have joined forces with the Strike Boys and Beast In. There's been a lot of yak, yakety, yak. We gonna see. Nowhere to run to. Now, we do know that Powerhouse and Beast In had a hell of a game with a crazy ending last year. Hell of a game with a crazy ending last year. We gonna see how this works out. We've been seeing the talking and the chatter. All I know is screenshots is crazy We know that all of that shit talking and all that chatter was screenshotted, so we know the screenshotting is crazy. So I strongly suggest whatever you said you was going to do, you better make sure it happens. Because if not, motherfuckers is going to spin the bins with the screenshots. It is what it's going to be. Just keeping it real. But again, you got Beast In versus the EP Cavalry Airstrike Boys. Also on Saturday, you got the Dark Side from the DMVU, 11U versus the Brooklyn Chiefs. Brooklyn Chiefs 11U versus Dark Side of the DMVU on Saturday. Also on Saturday, we got the Big Cats 11U, PMT Big Cats versus West Baltimore Up Next Ravens 11U. We got the Virginia Jags. Oh, boy. This is another one that y'all going to want to see. I know somebody going to be streaming. Listen, there's going to be a lot of go back and rewatch. Because there's games everywhere and you can't catch them all. But this is one that I think y'all going to want to see. Virginia Jags 12U. Virginia Jags 12U has reloaded. I'm not going to put all their business in the street. I'm just going to set some of it on the sidewalk. The Virginia Jags have reloaded. They've added some pieces. Receivers. The back is healthy. That's all I'm going to give you. That's all I'm going to put on the sidewalk for you. Hey, gang. That's who they playing. The Virginia Jags versus the gang. Virginia Jags versus the gang. 12U is going down. That is the game that y'all might want to see. I can't be in two places at the same time. But that is definitely going to be a good game. Again, the Jags have added some pieces. They've gotten healthy and trying to bounce back. The gang has went through a relationship breakup. They found one that they thought was the one and it just didn't work out for whatever reason. And now they back outside. The gang is back outside. You feel me? So it is what it is. It's going to be a good game. Virginia Jags 12U versus the gang 12U. Then we got Rare Breeze. The Rare Breeze is in the building. ATL is in the building. Rare Breeze 9U versus the Hampton Roads Ramblers 9U. We know the energy is going to be around this game because we know Rare Breeze bring energy. We know that the Hampton Roads 9U, they got some of the best social media shit talkers in the world. They got the king of hashtags. So we know that the energy, they got Mr. Cool Cal himself. So we know the energy is going to be high. We know the energy is going to be high. And it's in the sports place. It's a must-see for me. Remember what I told you about the must-sees? It's a must-see for me. Ramblers, Rare Breed, 757, ATL, shit talking, a lot of energy. Who better to call that? Anyhow, again, 9U, Rare Breeds, Hampton Roads Ramblers, man, it's going down 9U game. And then to top off the night, you thought Friday night's game to stop the night, to end the night, to turn off the light, the Teddy P game. You thought Friday night's Teddy P game was a hell of a game with Watkins and Top Dog 13U? Brick City 11U versus Vroom Vroom. Brick City Lions versus the Ferrari Boys to end the night on Saturday night, 11U. Oh, baby. We know, again, these is back-to-back energy games. I want y'all to back-to-back energy games. Back-to-back, man. We got the Hamptons Road and Rare Breed followed by Brick City and the Ferrari Boys. Year 2, TJ with the Ferrari Boys. What can he do? Brick City, I watched a 10U last year when I went up north for BTS. This game, heavyweight fight. Should be. On paper, player for player. They match up. Can TJ get over the hump? They say TJ can't win the big games. They say TJ can't win the big. Can he win this one? Can he start the season, in the preseason, go into the regular season with a big win on the big stage? Again, Brick City 11U. I'm sorry, Brick City 11U taking on the Ferrari Boys 11U to end the night on Saturday night. Again, a lot of games on Saturday. A lot of fire games. You can't be in two places at the one time, but you can catch the lives. Lives are going to be everywhere. I think what your heart be like supposed to be up there. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe, maybe not. Don't quote me on that. Allegedly. I know Rolling with Rail gonna be in the building. I know Line with Luke is gonna be in the building. I know Time Out with Tone gonna be in the building. I know On the Clock gonna be in the building. I know LLR gonna be in the building. Media everywhere, game streamed everywhere. It's gonna be lit. That's Saturday, man. Before we get into the Sunday games, man, you know the vibes, man. I gotta pay some bills, man. All this new shit I got going on. I gotta pay some bills, man. We'll be right back, man. Go check this shit out, man. I'm gonna holler at you in a minute. We'll come back and finish off with Saturday. I ain't got nothing else to do anyway. Y'all waiting for this shit. I'll see you in a second, man. I'm gonna play the goddamn commercial. We out of here. All right, and just like that, we back, man. I told you I wasn't gonna take that long, man. Y'all, come on, man, help me pay the bills, man. We gotta pay the bills, man. We back at it. Listen, this is all season, man. I got so much coming for y'all this season, man. I'm not gonna be at a lot of games and a lot of events, but I'm gonna be watching and seeing everything, doing a lot of different things. So stay locked in. But anywho, back to the games. Sunday, we're gonna end this fire event Sunday. Excuse me. We're gonna end this fire event on Sunday, man. Listen. Start off the day on Sunday, we're going to have the difference, DMVU's 6U versus the Virginia Gators Mud Babies to start Sunday off. Then we got the Virginia Jags versus the Hampton Roads Ramblers 6U. Virginia Jags versus the Hampton Roads Ramblers 6U Sunday morning to start the day off. We got the Double R Boys, NCED, Double R Boys taking on the Virginia Seahawks at the 8U. Then we got the Virginia Jags 8U taking on the Hampton Roads Ramblers 8U. Also to start off Sunday, Powerhouse Elite versus Northview Cardinals, the Flock 6U on Sunday. We got the Elite Football Prep, Little Rascals taking on the Northview Cardinals Red Rebels 7U. That's the defending D2 Natty Champ Red Rebels. Don't get it twisted. Put some respect on their name. I'm going to say it again for those of you that might not know. That is the defending D2 champs, Northview Cardinals, Red Rebels. They won 6U last year, man. They went down there and handled their business. And they back at 7U trying to defend their title. And they had the EF Classic playing the Elite Football Prep, Little Rascals. We also, that morning, we got the Swamp Boys 8U, Virginia Gators Swamp Boys, taking on the Carolina Bulldogs Elite. We got the Clock Boys, the Clock Babies, a Walking Hornets 7U, taking on the 7U Virginia Seahawks. Again, Clock Babies from Walking Hornets taking on the 7U Virginia Seahawks. Also on Sunday, we got the Powerhouse Elite taking on the Northview Cardinals Bird Gang at the 8U on Sunday. We got Rare Breeds 9U taking on Marshall Heights Bison's Pressure Boys at the 9U. Also on Sunday midday, we got the Virginia Jags 12s taking on the Virginia Bulls 12U. Virginia Jags 12s taking on the Virginia Bulls 12U, which is the best 12U in Virginia. Will that be a test right there? We're going to see. Also, midday, Sunday, we got the Army, Coach Fats and the boys. 7U taking on the Hampton Roads Ramblers 7U on Sunday. We also got the Virginia Jags 7U taking on the 757 Elite Bucks 7U. We got Big Cats 11U from PMT. PMT's Big Cats 11U will be taking on the dark side of the DMVU 11U. Dark side DMVU taking on the Big Cats. Also, Sunday, we got 10U. Hey, listen, So Icy Boys is trying to run through the DMV. What are we doing? Are we going to let that happen? Better yet, are y'all going to let that happen? Because I don't got no dog, horse, cat, rat in the race. I'm here to see good football. We seen So Icy knock off No Limit already. We noticed So Icy getting ready to play HD on Saturday. Then they got to turn around on Sunday, and they got to rock and roll with the Virginia Seahawks. 10U. That's Gary now. Gary now. Will Icy run the table? Will it be a slippery slope? Will it be another ice storm coming through here in August at the EF Classic? We're going to see. Also on Sunday, we got the Hampton Roads Hokies 13U taking on EFP Speed Demons. That is Elite Football Prep Speed Demons. 13U taking on the Hampton Roads Hokies 13U on Sunday. Also on Sunday, we got a return matchup from last year's Cold World. We got the Ferrari boys of DMVU taking on the 11U Hampton Roads Ramblers. Also on Sunday, we got OTM from the DMVU taking on the Piedmont Tigers Tribe. OTM DMVU taking on the Piedmont Tigers Tribe. Also Sunday, we got the Drip Boys 11U Watkins Hornets taking on the Portsmouth Bruins. Again, we got the Drip Boys 11U Watkins Hornets taking on the Portsmouth Bruins. Also on Sunday, we got the ABA, the Atlanta Bulldogs Academy, taking on the West Baltimore Up Next Ravens. Again, we got the Ravens taking on the Bulldogs. Also on Sunday, we have the NC Dark Horses 10U versus the 757 Colts 10U. We also have the Walking Hornets 12U. That's going to be a good one. Walking Hornets 12U versus the Virginia Beach Mustangs 12U. Again, two good coach teams. Two fundamentally coached teams. So that's going to be a fundamentally sound game right there, man. If you don't like fundamental football, that might not be the game for you. But anyhow, Walking Hornets 12U versus the Mustangs 12U on Sunday. We also got the Hampton Roads 9U versus GT Mustangs 9U on Sunday. Hampton Roads Hokies versus GT Mustangs on Sunday. Also on Sunday, we got the Hampton Roads Hokies 9U versus the, wait a minute. My bad. I was getting ready to say that the screen got me again. That's twice the screen got me. I got to work the kinks out. It's a new thing that I got going on here. But I got to work the kinks out. But anywho, we also on Sunday, we got No Limit versus the Glenville Speed Demons. No Limit versus Glenville Speed Demons on Sunday. That is a 10U matchup. And then we got the Hampton Roads Wildcats versus the Virginia Gators Bayou Boys. Virginia Gators Bayou Boys versus Hampton Roads Wildcats. Again, Hampton Roads Wildcats is a strong team. Bayou Boys is supposed to be a strong team. So that should be a pretty decent game on Sunday. And that'll be the game that ends the day on Sunday. The last game in the Sportsplex on Sunday is No Limits, 9U. And they always bring excitement. That'll be the last game in the Sportsplex on Sunday, and they'll be taking on the Speed Demons. Listen, folks, that's all your matchups. Again, go to Zorts. Go to Zorts. You can find all the games. You can find the times. You can find the locations. Go to Zorts. Zorts on social media. Go to Zorts. It's not that hard to find. Go to your app store. Look up Zorts. Download Zorts. Punch in EF Classic. You'll see it pop up. Tap on that. Go to the schedule. Or find your team. Or find your division. Find something. Because I'm telling you right now, you don't want to miss the EF Classic. I promise you. It's going to be way better this year than it was last year. And last year was insane. So make sure you pull up, man, as the EF Classic is going down. Listen, I'm going to say this again. If you don't have a media pass, don't even try to get down on the field. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. Security is ran and sponsored and powered by Keith Sweat because absolutely nobody can come on the field. Not happening. If you don't got the pass, your ass can't come on the field. It's just that simple. No nonsense. There will be a lot of security. I'm talking about a couple K. High couple K. Not going to put all the business out there on the street. I'm just going to set a little bit on the sidewalk. A couple of K was spent on security. That's the type of security that's going to be in the building. So don't even try. Don't come with no nonsense. Come play your games and get some bump. Remember, it's the preseason. The EF preseason class powered by EFPN. AAP is going to be everywhere. Media is going to be everywhere. It's going to be so much stuff for the kids. He's giving so much back for everybody. You're going to enjoy it. They got the new Titantron, whatever screen fixed. They're going to have the kids highlights up. It's going to be off the chain. Be there. My back straight. So I'm going to be acting a donkey this year. I'm just going to keep it 100 with you. I'm going to be all over the place. Make sure you are in the building. Again, There's going to be games at the Sportsplex, the big stadium over here, and then right across the parking lot over there, there's going to be more games at the complex. Games everywhere for everybody. We're talking 6U to 13U tackle. We're talking girls flag. It's going to be something for everybody. Make sure you put up. But I'm telling you right now, you better book your hotels now. Don't wait. Because the price is only going to go up. The price of the day ain't the same as the month. I'm just going to tell you that right now. So don't wait. Book your spots. Make sure you follow the rules, do what you got to do, and have a good event. Make sure y'all pull up. If you have any questions about the EF Classic, you can hit up Timeout with Tone, or you can hit up Robert EF himself. Or you can hit me up, and I'll try to get you the answer the best that I can. You feel what I'm saying? Again, make sure you pull up. Make sure you're ready to roll. Don't come with no BS. Bring your team strapped, ready to rock and roll. Do not get embarrassed on the big stage. We're talking the EF Classic 4. Make sure you pop in and pull up. I'm out of here.